So
We'll take it.
Tell us about it.
Happily.
yeah, here's a look at what you can expect. You've got a range that's around 2 to 4 inches of additional rainfall. Now, I've been showing this kind of every day, and good news is the 2 to 4 inches remains, even though we've already seen almost 2 inches of rainfall in Corpus Christi. So we could still wind up with 6 inches of rain in Corpus Christi. High end, we could wind up with 8, maybe even 10 inches of rain, but that's a high end amount. This is the potential range through May 25th, and overall, this may wind up being a little bit more than a small impact on our drought conditions. So let's track it out on Futurecast for you. This is our current radar, and this is important to note. Also, I want to point out our CAPE, our convective available potential energy, the last 2 days has been red. It's been high. Now we're sitting with green CAPE, which means our atmosphere is a little bit more stable than it has been the last 2 nights. But as we take a look at what Futurecast is showing, it's missing some of the storms to the north, but it's doing an okay job with what's developed there into Mexico. And that's important because this is what's going to move into not only our watershed, but potentially the coastal bend. So as we continue along, again, overnight storms. I know everybody's tired of getting the wake-up call with thunder and lightning, but it does look like we'll see some storms moving into our western areas after midnight. Now, these storms do show signs of possibly weakening, which is a higher probability this go around because, as I mentioned, our energy is lower. However, we still have upper level energy that's playing a role, and that could still lead to some stronger storms. We are currently, our western counties are the only areas under the severe risk from the Storm Prediction Center. Coastal counties with that weakening expected, not under the risk of high wind speeds. But you can see another round of rain and storms is possible overnight and into early tomorrow morning. And that's not it. We're going to keep getting this upper level driven energy that is going to provide us with a chance of daily storms, possibly overnight. And it's going to continue not only through the weekend, but possibly into next week as well. Our thunderstorm wind gusts today, likely closer to 40+ miles per hour. That's not to say we still couldn't get a 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Our hot and humid conditions do lead to more energy, and I expect that to continue to go up into Friday and then Saturday. But the most important thing to do to take away from this forecast is to stay up to date with the latest and have a way to get weather alerts if these storms or flooding risk does head our way, especially if you know you live in a low-lying area or you live along our rivers or you live along Oso Creek. Flooding is going to be a concern as we head into the holiday weekend, and you want to be able to have a way to get that flood warning in case one is issued. Here's a look as we head into Thursday afternoon. Again, that line of storms moving out of the area by the afternoon. We may wind up with a little bit more breaks into Thursday afternoon than some of the early models were showcasing. Friday targets East Texas a little bit more, but we still could see some rain along our coast. And then look what happened Saturday. We're getting more rain across the Lone Star State into Saturday, also into Sunday, and then even into Monday. Maybe not quite as much rain, but still a decent amount of rain. We're still in the red, which is a good sign for rainfall totals, including our watershed as well, which is around 3, as I mentioned, to 4 inches. And that's targeting where that upper level flow around the high and the low I showed you earlier is just going to pump that moisture from the Pacific up and into portions of even the or not necessarily the Midwest, but the northern portion of the south and then into the northeast. As far as your Thursday goes, we do have a chance of storms mostly in the morning, possibly again around the afternoon. But that last model I showed shows more promise toward a break into the afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-80s tomorrow, and we are looking at your 7-day forecast. Well, maybe if it loads in. It's always slow at 5 o'clock. Just waking up, that evening forecast. We are going to see temperatures that do get back flirting with 90 as our rain chances kind of go up and down, but overall roughly a 50% chance of rain through the weekend.
Alrighty, so keep an eye on your weather. Carly, thank you so much.